Jorge Paiz. This is the Wrestling Fans Next Door, the #1 wrestling podcast on the internet today. I am the 203, the best in the world, here to bring you the latest news on all pro wrestling events, whether it's the pros in the WWE, TNA, or the independents in ROH or Northeast Wrestling. I have got it all. And so let's kick things off, folks. So, the latest in WWE news is the fact that the WWE Network has caused the WWE to plummet in its stock rankings. This is a no good. This is one of WWE's most biggest mistakes, and here's why. You see, over the years, Vince McMahon has made some of the most calculated and tactful business investments. Sure, he's had his hiccups with the watered down reboot of ECW, which he was able to turn into NXT, which then became its own independent show on the internet after, having a failed 30-minute segment on live TV on Sci-Fi. But still, Vince McMahon kept his head in the game. Now, this time with the WWE Network, it is costing a lot of people their paychecks. And the reason why is because of the slogan and marketing advertisement that they used. I want to know what that slogan was, folks. And I quote, WWE Network, it's like Netflix, but better. Bullshit. Okay, first off, Netflix has variety. It's got horror films. It's got action films. It's got dramas. It's got independent films. It has films that were first made on the internet into episodes and then got combined into a film and then put on Netflix, like Video Game High School and The Guild. Yes, but WWE decided that, they could be like Netflix but better. I'm sorry. But in order to be like Netflix but better, you have to offer more than just reality shows based on wrestling superstars and wrestling pay-per-views and old wrestling pay-per-views. You need much more than that. Granted, you do have WWE films, but still, that is nowhere near good enough when there are other film studios. Mistake number 1. And it has caused them to fire quite a few superstars. Most recently, Alberto Del Rio was recently released from his contract. Yes, that's right. The charismatic Hispanic Mexican aristocrat will no longer be in WWE. Also, with those releases included one of my favorite divas, Oksana. God, why she had to get released. And also, I believe Chad was released. He was released a long time ago. 2 of the members of the 3MB were released. One of them being Jinder Mahal, and the other one being Drew McIntyre, who, if you remember right, he was originally signed personally by Vince McMahon, saying that he would be the future of the WWE. Vince? Looks like you chose wrong, or you just don't know how to use your freaking talent, Vince. What has happened to you? What has happened to your creative team? What happened to the WWE where the superstars were able to put their creative input into it and the writers listen to the talent? Because the talent knows what it wants. Because CM Punk, that is why CM Punk is still one of the best known and remembered WWE superstars, despite the fact that he has recently left. Heck, he's still being talked about. Yes, he is still being talked about by many people. Heck, you could even say he is the first superstar to become bigger than WWE. Why? One, he went in there, he accomplished everything he needed to get done, and he was right about a lot of things. That the company was going to get worse and worse because we kept on pouring money into it, and rather than boycotting it and to force them to kind of change it. Now it's starting to change a little bit, but CM Punk, granted his wife is still in there, AJ Lee, who he recently married, and what was funny, I think they got married on Halloween, or they got close to getting married on Halloween, which was kind of interesting. But yeah, CM Punk is still one of the most talked about. Heck, you still hear chants for the guy. and sometimes when Paul Heyman comes out. And also, him and Daniel Bryan have definitely changed the WWE in the way they look at it. I mean, it's no longer just about the big guy. I mean, granted, we've had Rey Mysterio, which is why I'm wearing the Rey Mysterio mask to pay homage. I'll get to that in a second, folks. But the reason this has happened is because CM Punk, in a way, has worked his ass off in the WWE and one day just went out on a tirade and has made himself a renowned superstar. And since day one, I like CM Punk. And I'm not saying this as a fanboy. I did because, one, I was straight edge at the time. No longer straight edge anymore. Sorry, Punk. I still think you're my hero. But, hey, I enjoy CM Punk for, what he did. He went out there. He took the ball away from the other team and just he pretty much just took that title and, he made it, his own. He made WWE his playground. He made Triple H his bitch. That's what he did. Now, as far as what WWE is doing now, they are doing a few things right. Like, for example, they're putting the Divas match on the card for this Sunday at SummerSlam. And I definitely agree that, the feud between AJ Lee and Paige is actually working out surprisingly very, very well. I mean, they both got good talent, both got good in-ring ability, especially AJ Lee, who her husband is CM Punk, so CM Punk taught her a trick or two. And also the fact that AJ Lee, is married to Lita's former boyfriend, who I remember she went up to as a kid, and there's pictures of this online of her hugging her, as a kid at an autograph signing. Another thing they're doing right is the fact that John Cena, although he's not turning heel, although he acknowledges that the audience, want him to turn heel, he's at least becoming more badass in the sense. I mean, I'm not a Cena fan. I still want Brock to beat his ever-living teeth in, and Cena admits he's going to get the beating of his life. So either he admits that he's finally going to turn heel, because even he admits that he's going to turn heel, because that he wants to turn heel because in the latest movie he plays a villain. I mean, even if he goes back to the rap gimmick or some sort of more evolved version of the rap gimmick or something, or I don't know, something different, still, I mean, Chris Jericho did something different. I mean, he became another version of Anton from No Country for Old Men, and just talked very low, very monotone, very scary. Also, the way things are being played up with Roman Reigns at the moment, and the way Roman Reigns is in this feud with the Authority and with also with not just the Authority, but in feud with Kane, and is also in feud with the fact that I believe it's Randy Orton right now. Randy Orton's right now the one who John Cena has the title, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's in a feud with like Randy Orton right now. But I still think, for some reason, I feel there should be another title. It feels like there should be another title, but it does kind of prove that you don't need to have the title to be the top dog. Another thing that the WWE has done right some good news for WWE. Sting is coming back to fight The Undertaker. And although that would have been a better match either to add to The Undertaker's list of winning streaks if he kept the streak alive, or for Sting to end it. The reason a lot of people, although Brock Lesnar was a good pick to end the streak, here's the problem with that. Improper build-up. That was the complete problem with that. It was an improper build-up. End of story. They did not build it up right. That's why Daniel Bryan winning the World Heavyweight Championship was a much more memorable thing than The Undertaker's losing the streak. Although it was shock value, it just, it kind of passed us. It didn't completely pass us. We saw it. We were shocked at it. But it wasn't as important to us, the WWE fans. Okay. Now, going on to the next issue with WWE, or next... Oh, another bit of good news. Kurt Angle has been said that he wants to return to the WWE. And I would like to see it. I would like to see him team up with Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter, and I don't know, do something to get Swagger even more over. Maybe build a new Angle alliance. Heck, maybe team up with Christian again, or I don't know, something, or start a very good feud. Also, as you can see, I'm wearing a Rey Mysterio mask because as of recent late, Rey Mysterio has decided to leave wrestling due to the fact of his repetitive knee injuries, because we all know Rey Mysterio has become more injury prone during the years, and he's had 7 surgeries. So I think it's up to 9, 10 surgeries on his left knee because he's injured it so many times. And I know that kind of disappoints us because we wanted him seeing Sin Cara. I mean, I at least wanted to, but I want to see more high acrobatic moves of him and Sin Cara being like the next high-flying team. And, I mean, we haven't seen a good high-flying team since the Hardy Brothers, who are now in Northeast Wrestling, an independent circuit. And, I mean, we may never see it's very rare that we come across good high-flying teams. I mean, I remember we had Paul London and Brian Kendrick. I remember them. They were a good high-flying team. They were a car wreck waiting to happen. And I feel that's what's missing is those risk takers that kind of give us that extra boost that we're all looking for. Also, I got to commend Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose on their feud. I like Dean Ambrose's character, how he's kind of, very... We like him. He's a bit psychotic, but he doesn't give up. He's got that spunk to him where it's like, beat me up. Oh, is that the best you got? Then boom. Yeah, that guy does not stay down. And Seth Rollins being a good heel, I mean, they said he was like the best out of all of them. To me, they're all unique in some way, shape, or form. Especially Roman Reigns, who's kind of chill with the audience. And, he's very human, very down to earth. And I like the way he talks. Especially when Miz told him, hey, you're my mom's favorite superstar. And then he's just like, tell your mom I said what's up. I mean, he acted all human, which kind of makes him real, makes him organic. That's what I like about Roman Reigns. Another thing, TNA so far, all we have is Dixie Carter is injured. And as far as what's going on in ROH, I think last I saw Maria was on there. And definitely, I like the way things are, WWE's taking the turn. And also, tomorrow is SummerSlam. And we would all like to see John Cena lose to Brock Lesnar. And, I mean, I'm hoping to see some sort of comeback of someone. I don't know. There needs to be something because, I mean, now that WWE Network has gone global, is now affordable globally, which could help or it could not. I mean, honestly, I can understand how that would work, but still, I think it severely affects. I mean, they've had to let go of so many superstars, and they've lost so much money. I mean, like 1.5 million. I believe that's how much their stock dropped. So anyway, if you like this podcast, if you're a wrestling fan, like us, subscribe, comment, tell us what you think. The direction the WWE is going right now. Is there anything I forgot to mention on here that I can mention in the next video? Remember, this is the best podcast when it comes to wrestling, brought to you by ACFRADIO.com. And if you want to join our group, the Wrestling Fans Next Door, I will post a link about it down below. Remember, we are electrifying. We are charismatic. We have interrupting Doctor Who music if Doctor Who were to be a wrestler. And we are the Wrestling Fans Next Door!